On behalf of myself and Leslie, the Executive Board and the Board of Directors, I would like to wish each and every member of AA a happy and healthy new year filled with peace, meaning, prosperity, and good health. And may Hashem continue to bestow His blessings upon all of us. This is it. My last Kol Nidre address as I enter into my final year serving as your president. It's time for me to be open, honest, and fully transparent. Being president of AA has been a privilege. My parents taught me to be a leader is always about we and not me. All of you have been a tremendous source of support and inspiration. Most of you go with the flow. Some of you complain from time to time. Some have questioned my motives. Some have sought my advice. Quite a few of you have offered your own advice. Others are experts on a host of subject matters learned from social media, and some have sent me emails over the years that Shakespeare, Dickens, and Hemingway would be proud of. Put it all together, and I could not have asked to serve for a better, more committed, generous, entertaining, and sincere group of shul members. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. As you are well aware, during my term, we have faced many challenges, but most importantly, we have rallied together to accomplish many, many successes. The challenges were out of our control. However, the successes were due in large part to a lay leadership that is second to none and a membership that has continued to shine for over 130 years. Our journey together began with the tragedy at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh. My sister Amy brought the news on that Shabbos afternoon between Mincha and Maariv that our dear friend Dr. Jerry Rabinowitz was in the building at the time of the shooting and he had not been heard from. The next morning, Leslie and I found out Jerry was one of the victims. Shul security now became an obsession for Jews across America. Weeks later, on a Motzei Shabbos, while everyone was still on edge, a deranged individual walked into a rabbi's home in upstate New York with a knife and killed a number of innocent Jews. That same evening, our synagogue was tagged with graffiti. Not long after that incident, the entire world was turned on its head with the outbreak of a pandemic. In all three occurrences, emotions ran high. Some were frightened, some nervous, some anxious, some paralyzed, some indifferent, and many were very angry. Here at Avasachim, we mobilized and met the challenges head on. We dealt with security by forming a committee and addressing the issues at hand. We explored our options and over time developed a game plan. There was no shouting and there was no fighting. There were no threats and no one quit the shul. There were spirited discussions and differences of opinion. All conversations were held with the highest levels of civility and respect, a true Kiddush Hashem, and terrific leadership. When AA was tagged with graffiti, anti-Semitic theories ran rampant. However, cooler heads prevailed. Our Highland Park police worked along with the Middlesex County Prosecutor's Office and our leadership, and within 24 hours, 2 14-year-old teens were charged with the crime. After many months of meetings with law enforcement and different punishment scenarios, I received a letter of apology from the 2 teens. A punishment was arranged, and we all moved on. Our leadership showed its compassion, and it was admired and recognized by all involved. The pandemic. All I can say is how proud I am of how our shul addressed the situation, managed the situation, and continues to handle and deal with the situation. Let's now talk about our successes. The secret ingredient to success in our shul is leadership, and you, the membership. We have cornered the market on both. Just listen to what we have accomplished over the last 3.5 years. The Lori Fund, originally at $250,000. 3.5 years ago, it stood at $90,000. Today, it is a healthy $315,000 and growing. We now have a formal investment committee overseeing management of our monies. We had a Monte Carlo night that was oversubscribed with an initial fundraising target of $8,000. We exceeded that by $3,000. A bingo night, also oversubscribed. Super fun evening with an initial fundraising target of $8,000, and we brought in over $14,000. We had 3 Shabbos dinner events at River Ridge for our seniors with 60 people in attendance and volunteers preparing the food. A huge success for the synagogue and for the wonderful people at River Ridge. We had a first-time street fair and smoking competition that brought in $3,000. We had a hilarious Purim spiel that performed in front of a sold-out crowd in our social hall. We had rotating meals in people's homes on Shabbos to meet and greet members. During COVID, we baked desserts for needy in Highland Park. We hosted a number of successful young couples minyanim and kiddushes. We have continued our standing room only Shabbos Hanukkah concerts. Our youth groups and teen minions are flourishing thanks to Kivi and Chani Newman. During COVID, we all enjoyed the Zoom Havdalah. There are continuously new learning opportunities in our shul. We organized the most successful shul dinner ever in 2020 in an outdoor venue serving dairy food, bringing in over $57,000. Learnathon 2020, in its inaugural year, brought in $50,000, $20,000 more than we anticipated. And finally, Learnathon 2021 blew the doors off with a total take of $70,000.